In many ways, the stock market is becoming a members only club and pricing out people from being able to build wealth off of some of these companies. So, if you think about some of the biggest companies in America, like OpenAI and SpaceX, these are private companies. You cannot invest in them in the stock market. If you wanted to invest in them, you'd have to go through a kind of private broker. And these companies are staying private longer, sometimes indefinitely. And so they're making it much, much more difficult for the average person to invest in and profit from these companies. And I think this is emblematic of a larger trend in the market where these traditional paths to being able to build wealth in the market through index investing, slow and steady over time, are becoming less and less advantageous for people. So it's leading to this almost like casino mentality in the market where you see people are kind of treating the stock market like a lottery ticket and focusing on these very, very short term, get rich quick kind of bets on the market, away from kind of buy and hold and more into kind of day trading, crypto gambling, etc. And this might be seen as irrational, but really it's a response to this idea of, okay, if we're only getting the scraps, if all the good companies are kind of behind locked doors, I'm just going to try to do what I can to get ahead. I think there's also been growing distrust in the financial markets or the traditional financial markets for a while, but I think examples like this are going to only continue it. And I think a lot of people feel like the game is rigged, so to speak, especially with wealth inequality exploding. And I think we're going to continue to kind of see this fracturing of how people participate in the market, especially if they feel like it's not fair to them. And even if you are not an investor, this will have ramifications for the entire economy because the stock market does have a pretty large influence on the broader economy. And so when we start to see shifts and fracturing in the market, that will affect the broader economy and everyone at large.